We're now going to spend some time learning about another conditional construct in Python called match case. And what this is it's very similar to if, elif, else statements in Python, so we can check for conditions. However, it's more simple and less powerful. This used to be switch case by way of note. However, starting in Python 3.10, that changed to match case. So it's had some somewhat recent updates to in Python to become match case. So if you're using Python 2 or an older version of Python, you will not have this available. You'll have switch case available. Now, some interesting things are that we cannot do expressions in match case, but we're just checking if values match. So think of an if, elif, else, how we could say if x is greater than 5, do something. Well, match case can't do that, but it can say match this value, and if the case is that this value equals this value, then process. And we will show some examples here shortly. We can also do the vertical bar within a case statement as an or operator. So I'll show you that as well. And the reason to use match case would be if you need your code to be really fast. It's generally faster than if, elif, else. So if you can use it, you might as well. However, it's more limited. So I think you'll probably find most of the time you'll be using if, elif, else. And match case can only check if one value is equal to another. As I said, it cannot check less than, greater than, or other complex conditions. Now let's look at a side-by-side of match case versus if, elif, else. So here on the left, we have our traditional if, elif, else constructs. And we've got a variable called sides. We're assigning that to the value of 3. And then here we're saying if sides is equal to, and then a value, then set another variable called shape to some value. So we have various conditions here, as we can see, for various side lengths. And then we're saying ultimately, if it doesn't match any of those values that we've defined, then do this, process this else condition. And we'd print the shape. The equivalent to that with match case is, as you see over here on the right, we have these reserved keywords in Python, match and case. These are reserved keywords, so we can't assign them to variables. We're setting our sides to the value of 3, and we're matching on sides. So we're saying this is the variable that we want to check for equivalency. And then we're saying in the case that sides equals 3, do this. In the case that sides equals 4, do this, and so on. And then ultimately, we'll talk about this. Here we're saying otherwise, that's a wildcard. This underscore is a wildcard equivalent to else. Otherwise, if none of these cases match, then execute this code. So that is a straight up comparison of match case and if else to give you an idea of context of what we're working with here. And let's just look at a even higher level overview of match case syntax, where the expression is evaluated and compared to each pattern. And this overall syntax is similar to an if statement with, our colon, our indentation, and our conditions. So when we see this colon here, where we're matching on an expression or variable, and then we're saying colon, so we'll indent. If it's this case of pattern 1, let's say this expression is a value of 5. If pattern 1 is equal to 5, if we say 5 here for pattern 1, then this code will be executed. Otherwise, if it matches another pattern, it will execute this code. So very similar to an if, elif, else construct in Python with a few differences. However, I think you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly as we continue talking about this match case syntax.